Welcome to your new favorite band, the podcast brought to you by the LA Maybe. And now, your hosts, Dallas Dwight and Drizzle Silvera.
Hello again, friends. It is I, Dallas Dwight, from the LA Maybe. You're watching your new favorite band, or listening, wherever you may be. With me, as always, my lovely co-host, Mr. Drizzle Silvera. Drizzle, how's it going?
Oh, dude, I'm great. I say that every podcast too, right?
That's awesome. You do say that every podcast.
Oh, dude, if I was any better. Yeah. No, I'm great. I've got my sparkling water. We got some cool topics to go through today. And let's see, what else? Oh, why don't we talk about our VIP stuff
It's your
real
birthday.
Quick? It's my very merry unbirthday.
Oh, yeah, it's not actually, though. You're right. VIP, head to lamaybe.com/VIP. That stands for, you guessed
Very
it.
important pimp.
Thank you for rescuing me, because I didn't have anything.
You're welcome.
I was thinking very important pussy, but that wasn't going to work. So that's a different thing. That's a different website. But if you go to lamaybe.com/VIP, you're going to be able to subscribe for $7 a month. And that's going to help us keep this podcast going, help us keep putting new music on the table of rock for you at home. And you're going to get good stuff too. You're going to get early access to these podcasts by 2 days. You get them on Tuesday instead of Thursday. You're going to get extended episodes. Every episode's about, 20, 30 minutes longer, maybe more?
Yeah.
We're still early in on this thing. It could go pretty crazy from here. You're going to get access to exclusive merch. That's coming really soon. And you're going to get a bonus episode every month. So head over to lamaybe.com/VIP. Nailed it. Wow, the timing impeccable. Really love it.
I was thinking about other things. I was just like, 5 divided by 13.
What is the website
I'm just
he was
like
talking
trying to
about?
figure out the universe. And
Yeah, you're just over here like, what was the website that he was talking about the first time?
I just had to remember very important pimp. And I
Right.
didn't do it enough in a pinch, But
Understood. I was caught drinking my water instead of my...
Gotcha.
Wait, go back.
Sounds good to
For
me.
the... It's not even right. I'd have to drink it.
ready?
See, I'm getting paid for mine, though. You have to do it yourself. That's funny. It doesn't work.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. That joke doesn't work for the listeners. We're just drinking our drinks that we're endorsed by.
Yeah.
We're not, though. Anyway, the Table of Rock. How is it going in your world, Mr. Driz?
The Table of Rock?
I don't know why I said that. Just a general question.
Man, I'm excited about rock.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for that breaking point when the new rock really starts to take off and people to like really go, oh wait, there's amazing stuff. It's starting to, and it's breaking through still, but it hasn't quite hit that threshold where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get that. I think we are still maybe a little ways away from that. I don't know.
Yeah. At least a few
we're
years.
like sports announcers right now, just guessing, how they're always just like, well, he could throw for 500 yards, and then he goes out and throws for 100, and they're like, we don't know. Like,
Well, if Greta Van Fleet, it's really interesting because what we've got right here, we're going to draw a little circle.
right. X's and O's on the board. If we look over here, dirty honey, Greta Van Fleet. And the only names we seem to hear these days.
Yeah, right?
It's really funny when somebody comes up to me and is like, have you heard of Greta Van Fleet, dude? It's like, yeah, man, I have.
It's like most people who like listen to just regular pop have
2017.
actually heard of Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, they're killing it. And that's nothing against them. They're
Yeah.
good. They're killing it. That's good. That's good for us. That's good for them. It's good for everybody. It's good for the world of rock. Any more rock, especially in my opinion, like vintage style rock, that can break through to the masses is a good thing, I think.
Oh, definitely. Hands down.
Stop whining. They sound like Zeppelin. Although also, Greta Van Fleet, my message to you, stop saying you don't sound like Zeppelin. Like, what is that about? Like,
We're really influenced by The Who. I saw that in an interview. It's like, okay, I mean.
that's such an odd thing. But and like, I'm not saying that to be mean or insulting. Like,
Yeah.
embrace it. We get AC/DC and Guns N' Roses all the time. And the analogy I used in interviews, people would always, oh, you guys sound like AC/DC. Or we'd get sometimes comments and stuff being like, these guys just sound like AC/DC. It's like, dude, that's like coming up to me and saying like, you play basketball like Michael Jordan. You suck. It's like, wait a second. Like,
Michael Jordan doesn't suck.
Michael Jordan was the best of all time.
Thanks for the
Like,
compliment.
Thank you very much. So that's usually my response when someone
Yeah.
says you sound like AC/DC, you sound like this, you sound like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because those are good bands that I like. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I disagree that we're a clone of those bands. I don't agree. And
wholeheartedly.
I think
disagree with that.
Of course I'm biased, but I think objectively that just can't be. Like, that argument doesn't hold up. If you get any amount of time, if you get more than 20 seconds into our album, like, that argument falls apart. Like,
There's a southern flair that comes out in our album that's specifically, regional, I would say. Yeah. Obviously, we sound like rock and roll, that could be accepted around the world, but there's this regional flair that comes out in our stuff that
Interesting. I can't identify.
It's not full-blown southern rock or swampy, but there's this thing.
Yeah. Probably most present on When I'm Gone and Peace of Mind, would you say?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that that's so present on the others.
No, but even I'd say even the way some of the riffs come across, it's like, oh, it sounds like a rock and roll riff, but there's a bend to it. There's something,
I call that swag.
Yeah.
Or I usually use the word slinky, but like sleaze, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But to me, that's not southern. That's more like LA glam.
Yeah,
Southern
but
Cal.
yeah. So yeah, sure, it's got that,
80s.
or it's got that, but it's got like this little extra little thing on the tail end,
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, and I've heard that from a lot of people. So it's not just you, but yeah, that's awesome. Well, we sound like us. How about that?
Yeah, we definitely sound like us.
That's just how it is.
And we do, our writing styles, come together.
Yeah, we sound like what we want to sound like on any given song.
Yeah.
As long as we agree we like the song, then it's like, yeah, okay, good, let's do it. There's no preconceived meeting of like, this one's going to be the AC/DC one. Like,
all right, now we need the Warrant one.
If we keep going down the box, we need the YYZ. That's not, no, YT. Y&T. Nailed it. I suck. Sorry. Y&T is a good band, though. YYZ's Rush. My bad.
Yes.
Also, the Toronto airport code. Smart.
Very, very smart.
Yeah. And what was that riff? Was like Morse code for something. I don't know. That was Morse code for maybe YYZ. Maybe that is actually Morse code for those letters. I don't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's Rush does some heady stuff, dude. They're all
I know Neil Peart
cerebral.
or Peart, so some purists would say.
Peart.
Yeah. I know, right? That's what I've called
his
him
last name is
forever.
what I say his last name is.
Well, you own it a little bit better than I do. I'm
True.
Tend to be a little.
Somebody's like, it's Peart, and I'm like, it's Peart. Shut up.
So it's Peart. Go fuck yourself.
Zooms out. I'm talking to him. Like, it's Peart though. It's Peart. Shut up. We'll play the drums.
You understood what I said.
You know who I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, Rush. I remember watching their Behind the Music or whatever. They talked about how they would, when they got off stage, they would all go back to the hotel room and just like read books.
That's pretty dope, though.
It is. It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's a refreshing change of pace for one. But they were like really, really different in a lot of ways, and really cerebral, and obviously that comes across in their music. Their music's very technical and crazy when you start digging into it. That's what Alex Lifeson's one of those guitar players where it's like There's a few guitar players where I don't. I'm not saying their stuff is tremendously difficult, but it's tremendously difficult for me because it's just so out of like what I gravitate towards.
Dude, I remember starting to learn Rush songs because
Alex is one of those for me. That it's just like
Lifeson. Yeah,
I was just like, I'm not. This is like, and the other one is Tom Schultz from Boston.
Gotcha.
It's just like everything he does, I would not have done that way, which is cool. It helps expand some vocabulary, but it's
for
just
sure.
like,
yeah.
If I were to solo over the same pattern, like I would never have done any of the notes he chose. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way.
So Fred and Mikey were talking about good musician buddies of mine, phenomenal musicians too.
Well,
and they're almost as good as us, but
they're okay.
Yeah. If you like jazz,
I hope they're. I did that just because I hope they're watching, and I know they're not.
That's why I said exactly what I said too. Yeah. No, they're great musicians and great friends, and on the friend part, yeah,
just tearing it all apart constantly. It's like, let me get through my point.
Yeah, we were gonna do a rush thing for just a little
cool.
bit, and I had started learning. I think I had like 4 songs down, but yeah,
What were the 4?
I can't even remember. Limelight was one of them.
Limelight's one of my favorites. I don't love a tremendous amount of Rush, and that's not to say I hate it. I just never really got into it so
Dude,
much.
I get jacked every time I hear Limelight, though. I'm like
Just part of me wishes it wasn't a not beater, though. Like, I just want to groove without it turning around and having to make me like reset my head, Like,
yeah.
That's always fun
part of me
about
doesn't
beaters.
care because I listen to Dream Theater for so long.
I love Dream Theater. I used to listen to Dream Theater for like almost 24/7 for an entire summer. Like every album, every note. Like
that was
the summer
that was
the
me for
self-titled came
like
out.
2 or 3 years. Like
I
really got into them pretty hardcore.
That was 2013 when the self-titled came out because I remember being like way into them when that came out.
Gotcha.
And that was really fun. And And then, kind of haven't listened to them lately. But they're still one of my top bands, I'd say.
I've been listening to him lately with Joe here and there, which is pretty cool. His favorite is On the Backs of Angels, which is
that's
the
off
first
of
song.
Dramatic Turn of Events.
Dramatic Turn. And it's the first song, I believe that their new drummer, Mangini,
that album. So that album was the first album he drummed on. But there's a little asterisk there. Because Petrucci had programmed all the drums, and Mangini just came in and played what Petrucci wrote. So he didn't write the drums. He didn't have a lot to do with the creative process, but it is like him physically playing.
Oh, gotcha.
The next album, which I believe is the self-titled one, that's where he was really like himself the whole way through. Now, I'm sure he added a little thing here and there, but for the most part, like the ideas were already conceived.
Yeah,
like the big parts.
I'd say Dramatic Turn and Events. That was like the last Dream Theater album I really like listened to. Every
Good
album
stuff.
after that, I haven't really. And I've been so into so many other things, and that dividing my time wisely.
Yeah. Same for me, but just the next one, the self-titled. That, everything before, and then everything after, like not as much.
Gotcha.
Petrucci's new solo album was pretty good. I had when we were doing our album, is right around the time that came out, and I had a nice conversation with the guy that did the album art for that album.
Oh, nice.
About doing our album art. It just didn't end up working out, but because I love the album art for that Petrucci work, I like went down a rabbit hole finding out who did it and all this stuff, and talked to him. He's a really cool guy. I talked to him on the phone for a while, and I was sitting at the gym, like in the parking lot, talking to him on the phone about the art and stuff. He's done a lot of good art, like for a lot of people. That's just the one that I saw that drew my eye. And we didn't end up making it work just because of a money thing,
Yeah.
Premium artists come at a premium price, and we weren't at premium status yet with money.
Yeah, but now that we're at premium status,
right now that we've been premium status since the beginning of all time, that I had to wink. Again, that doesn't play to the listeners, though,
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're listening, so if you're listening,
go to YouTube, go to time code 1207. You're going to see me wink at you. It's actually probably not exactly right, but
to let you know that we're actually serious about what we're saying.
Right.
Yeah. No sarcasm here.
I realized that was a literal wink to camera. That's not good acting on my part. Everything's an act. We're Steel Panther, Speaking of Steel Panther, they're all over the place with festivals and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're staying busy.
Man, festival season's being announced. That's pretty cool. Not a lot to say about that.
Not a lot to say about that, for sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
Although we will be playing a UK festival.
2 festivals in Europe.
Yes.
One in the UK, one in Spain. We will be at, we haven't announced this yet.
Yes. Now it's being announced. Yeah.
We will announce it soon. If you're watching this, congratulations. Hit us up in the comments. You're the first to know. We will be in the UK during May. You know about that. Some of that's already been announced. We'll be on tour with Kick and Valentina, our good buddies. They're from Atlanta, right around the corner from us. And we're super excited. We're both kind of going over there together. That'll be cool. Touring for a while, a few dates. We're both going to the Call of the Wild Festival, cranking out some tunes there. Although I don't know I think they might play the day before us. We play Sunday on that festival. Then we have a few more dates around the UK that we're headlining. That'll be cool. Not opening for anyone. It's our show. Won't that be fun? Then we hop across the pond, kind of, not really, to Spain. Just a little hop and a skip away, and we're going to be playing the Music and Beer Festival in Ariates. I hope I said that right. Ariates.
Dude, my last name's Silvera, and I can't even tell you.
It's Ariates. I know how to pronounce it.
Array of tits?
Yeah. Array of tits. Tits. Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's in northern Spain, kind of on the coast there. And, man, we're super excited for that.
Yeah.
Music and Beer Fest.
Beer music.
I love 50% of that, and I've never heard music.
Yep. That's pretty good.
So something I've been doing the past week or so that I haven't done in a decade is listen to the radio. Have you listened to the radio lately?
It's horrible, yeah.
It hadn't changed. It's the same.
Yep.
It was never good, but it hadn't changed. Because all I listen to is, my music, streaming, whatever, and podcasts, mostly podcasts. So, yeah, turn on the radio has been kind of odd.
Oh, I get to hear the radio every time I get in the car after my wife has driven. Yeah.
Really? She puts on the radio as kind of her primary thing? Do you know, like, what she's listening to? Do you have any idea of her listening habits? Is it just
pop, like the top
just
hits.
one station and she doesn't change it, or when the commercials come, does she change it?
So it's usually either the like two biggest country stations or the two
and she
biggest
just flips between
pop
them.
stations. Yeah.
Gotcha. So she's got like 4 in the rotation.
Yeah.
I was listening to, we were just kind of flipping through the rock stations. At one point, I heard the same song twice in like 2 hours. I was like, there's a lot of songs out there, dude. Like, what's going on here? I don't remember what song it was, but I think that was one of the poppier rock ones. The thing with the rock stations, man, it's like, I don't know what happened, but they kind of stopped playing rock. You know what I mean? They started playing like...
I'll tell you what's crazy, and I know it's because I'm getting older, but like the fact that like classic rock stations are now playing grunge is just crazy to me.
Classic rock by definition is what, 25 years? Is that what it is? You have to be a certain amount of years to be considered a classic. So every year, obviously, more things get lumped into that category. I think it's 25 years. Which this point is 2022. That's 2000, essentially. If we round up, what, 97?
Yeah.
So, I mean, 97, you're talking like Nickelback first album and stuff. Like...
Dude, right?
That's crazy.
That's wild.
It might not be 97, but it's sometime around there. Early 2000s. In the next few years, you're going to have like 3 Doors Down and stuff being classic rock.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
See, classic rock, I consider Zeppelin and stuff. I don't even consider this.
I don't consider it like, oh, it's 25 years old. No, I consider like it from the being the time period where classic rock, that sound from like 75 to like 90, 90.
Interesting
89.
though. So for me, and this is just an opinion for me, a personal opinion, I think classic rock is like a genre and a sound, like you were saying. But I'm going to expand upon that. I don't think like bands like Guns N' Roses even fit that. I think it's like Crosby, Stills and Nash, and like Boston and like REO Speedwagon. Like that's classic rock. You put Welcome to the Jungle in there, all of a sudden I'm like, that's more like rock, hard rock, metal kind of thing. Like, I don't know that. I get that it's lumped in there, but I understand the classic word carries some weight as far as time is concerned.
True.
With that.
True.
You're talking about time period and rock, and then I guess, who knows? You can go deeper, 70s acid rock, and you can break everything down into all these crazy subgenres. Never been a fan of that.
I like what you're saying though. Like we could try to like push the movement of like grunge will forever be grunge, even if it comes like a grunge band comes out today.
I think it will anyway.
Yeah.
But
like more genre as opposed to like all of a sudden you're listening to a classic rock station and
classic
grunge
rock for me, like
on.
I don't even consider Van Halen like classic rock. I know Jump would be every classic rock anthem, Panama, that kind of thing. But to me, they're like, they didn't have that sound. Like you're gonna put REO Speedwagon on after Van Halen and call it the same thing. Like
I think
or Eagles,
I
what I
think
mean?
Van Halen in the day was technically like more like on the edge of metal.
Right.
Like
and so was Guns and all that stuff. Hard rock, but
hard rock, and
they called it hair metal, not Van Halen, but the glam,
yeah.
that was all 80s. That started with Motley Crue and went on up through that. Guns kind of bucked that a little bit. They didn't do a lot of the same stuff. They didn't sound the same.
Which was
or
so
look the
dope
same,
to
really.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. A big part of that, weirdly, was Slash playing a Les Paul instead of a Super Strat.
Right?
Everyone was just trying to copy Eddie. But Slash, I heard him say this in interviews just the other day, actually. He's promoting his new album, and he was like, yeah, I just saw immediately, like, I'm never going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to do, like, I'm just going to go play, like, Jimmy Page licks, see what happens.
That's
So that's what he did. He went back further. Everyone was going back to Eddie. He went back further. Jimmy Page, Joe Perry, and just did that. And it just worked out,
Yeah.
Everybody else was doing the Van Halen thing.
I mean, that just goes back
Which
to
is
the
really
saying,
annoying
like,
when
styles
you listen to
always
it.
come back around,
It's all cyclical. It's cyclical in about a span of like 25 to 30 years or 20 to 30 years. Like style, music, everything.
Yeah.
Like the last few years, a lot of 80s styles have come back. A lot of 80s music has come back with the rock, of course, like us, but also the pop, like 1975 and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the pop.
And John Mayer's new album, we talked about this a little bit last time. It is all kind of cyclical.
Yeah.
Which I guess means we can predict
like
what's
right
coming
at
next.
like the 30, 35 year cyclical period for John Mayer. If we're talking like the Clapton era, he kind of
80s,
yeah.
And Night Game, tons of others. Those are the ones that come to mind. But that kind of retro synthwave's real big. That's kind of got a retro vibe to it, even though that's a thoroughly modern sound. It's just got that vinyl richness, By the way, I just saw this stain on my shirt here. This is I wanted to bring this up. This is from building this room we're in right now. This is epoxy that we used to put on the floor right below. My feet are on it now. And of course, some got on my shirt along the way. And I've had the shirt ever since.
I actually think it adds to it.
Yeah, I think it's cooler. I actually did it on purpose. I just kind of went, whoop,
It looks like you were almost going to go for some kind of cat,
Right.
wild cat pattern or something.
Right.
But
yeah. And then I scratched my skin and got, what's that disease? Tetanus. What's that? Infection?
Tetanus, sure. Yeah.
Sure. I'm a scientist. I do so much science. Dude, I do so much science.
Dude, CDC gets their information from me.
I do stupid amounts of science. I'm so science, dude.
You are the science.
I'm so scienced out.
Dude, I'm science, bro.
How's it going? Oh, I'm science, dude. Like, person just like, oh,
Sup,
okay.
science? Nice to meet you.
They have no idea what to do. They're like, all right, sounds good, cool. Like, so something we've been dealing with that we wanted to, I guess, just air our grievances on the air here. We're having a hell of a time traveling right now.
Oh yeah. Well, and if gas prices aren't fucking you enough, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This will be fun to have this kind of on record, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
It's bad out there, folks. But
It's bad.
besides that, we're 5 guys, and we're in the market for a van.
You're in the market for a tour van. My
So-
4Runner has gone kaput.
Gone its last mile. It's taken us as far as it could take us.
Well, it's just fine right now, but like you wouldn't want to be pulling a trailer like
With 5 grown
6,
men inside of
7
it.
hours away from home. Like, oh shit.
I mapped this weekend's run. It's 1,500 miles.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I just thought like that's pretty nuts.
That'd be.
I
risky.
figured if we had to take the 4Runner with the trailer and 5 guys in it, I don't think we'd make it to the first gig, and we'd have to turn around and come home. We'd miss all the gigs.
someone would die. Like it's just
Goliath's on the roof. Guys, shut up.
that'd be wild.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've you were talking about how you were bragging about not having an accident though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Funny story
so,
though. The same thing happened to me. You first, and then I'll go.
Oh yeah. All right. So, yeah, Foz was like, I had my GPS like pulled up, and he's like, yeah, dude, just like let me hold it for you, and I'll hold it over here. I'm like, dude, it's like way more dangerous for me to look over your lap at your phone over there than like just holding it, right here.
Right.
Like, anyways, and he's just like, I was just like, dude, I've never been in an accident, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've never been in an accident.
Well,
Just like
when was this?
pump, huh?
When was this run? That was the December one?
Yeah. So I guess technically I'd been rear-ended by that point.
True.
Yeah. So
I was trying to remember when that was because we did another run like that. That would have been the September ones,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So
I
that's
guess
probably when that was.
technically, yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I'd been rear-ended. Not my fault.
Right. Usually being rear-ended is not your fault. Usually,
It was
really, really hard to prove that was your fault.
It was 100% not my fault.
Right.
Like, there's no way. Yeah.
And,
The
and
dude-
on
the dude
on the
who-
way to my house, and you were like, I don't know, 100 yards from my house. Like,
Dude, literally, maybe a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so your house,
You
like
still
right
came
off
over,
the
by the
exit.
way.
Yeah, I still came over because
but you were like 2 hours late or something.
yeah, it was ridiculous. And we were going scouting. We were going to be scouting the music video shoot
Oh, is that what
location
that was
at the
for?
dairy farm. The how was it? How?
I think it was. Yeah.
Howl
Dairy
or
Farm.
How?
Yeah. H-O-W-E.
Yeah,
Side note, real
Dairy
quick
Farm.
on that, if you want to know what we're talking about, go to the When I'm Gone video. You can just go lamaybe.com/when I'm gone, and it's the field, the big fields rim with the piano, and I think I'm standing on it for a shot.
We're
or something.
playing with the rain as well.
right,
all the rain shots.
all that,
Yeah.
all that was taken in the location we're talking about right now.
Yes. So, anyways, yeah, I had been rear-ended, but since then I've had a car accident that was kind of like questionable. At, who is at fault.
Right.
So,
So you,
huh?
I'm kidding.
No, questionable. Like
Yeah.
disputed.
Disputed. I feel like
Yes.
they're all disputed, except maybe a rear ending. Anyway, yeah, I had, but that was funny because you were like, I've never been in an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the same way.
I didn't knock on fucking wood. That's what happens.
Uh,
That's what happens.
You're right.
You got to knock on wood,
That definitely had something to do with it for sure.
even if the only wood you got's in your pants. Knock on it.
Knock on it. It just feels good for one. That's such a weird thing to say.
Not if you knock too hard.
Not if you knock too hard. Yeah, same thing happened to me. I was like, I've never been in an accident, and then I remember the one accident I've been in. I as it was happening, She turned in front of me. I'm coming through the intersection, running the yellow light, not red, yellow. She turns in front of me, also trying to run the yellow light. It's like, just wait and then go. Nope. Had to go at the same time. And as I was about to make impact, I was just like, well, this is it. This is the one. Can't say that anymore. And that was a big old slam, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And then we talked about this in the podcast.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Dude, we're going to get to a point on this podcast where we've talked about everything. And we're just going to be like, I think we said this before. Like,
that's where like,
are we already there at episode 12? Like,
that's where actually like being out on the road is going to be great. Cause like content's just going to be constantly created. So,
cause it's going to be fresh too. Cause we're going to come back from the road and pretty much come straight here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I couldn't brag that anymore. Karma's a bitch.
I can't either. That was November 2019.
But we did get the stand for the phone.
Yes, Amazon.
Yes,
nice.
The funniest thing is what it's named. It's Quifuta. It looks like Quifuton.
Is that really what it's called? You would know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah,
Quifuton.
We good at holding
Guys,
phones.
I got this great idea for a brand name. Hit me with it. Quifuton. And you'd think the other guy's like, absolutely not. But he's like, yes. Yes.
The main shareholder's like, yes. I fucking love it.
I'm all in. Take all of my money.
Come to find out he was going through a bad divorce and it was really a stab at his wife.
Quifuton. Does your phone need holding? Quifuton. I went a little dark there at the end. It's like, did we talk about the ratings voice for movies?
I don't know.
The ratings voice for movies, the voice is higher the more family friendly the film, and lower the worse, right? So it's like rated G, and then it's like rated R. Dude, it's so funny, man.
Yeah,
I can't imagine like rated X would just be like
just metal pig squeals.
It would just be like, what is this?
Rory, I can't even do it. My voice.
Inhale.
Nope. My voice does not let me do that kind of stuff.
Oh, speaking of funny sounds, driving in the car the other day, and a truck. This makes me laugh. Maybe this is just me. A truck drives by, as they do. And it sounds just like something. It sounds like a pod racer out of Star Wars, dude. It literally drove by. It was like,
that's those air brakes, man.
Dude, I was like, that's awesome.
That's those air brakes. Yeah. Dude, I've heard that many times.
As it drove by, I was like, that's Star Wars. That's a pod racer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I don't want his gas bill.
Nope, definitely not right now. Lord knows it. Hey, yeah, I think today is the day gas has hit an all-time record high.
It's getting there for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, nationwide all-time record high.
And I saw it said average as well.
Yeah.
So average among the whole nation.
Yes. Average among the whole nation, record high.
Nice. Love it. Yeah.
This is the perfect time.
Perfect time to buy a van and hit the road.
Yeah.
God, we're stupid. V8. Those live streams are looking real good.
4-cylinder? Isn't that fuel efficient? Nah. Give me a V8.
Damn. Man, maybe we should just live stream for a while. Just lay low. Come see us in the comfort of our home in our pajamas.
Dude, live stream some concerts.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty
live
cool.
Stream every rehearsal. Just every word's bleeped. Can't say that. Can't say that. Can't say that. We're canceled. I'm surprised we get through these podcasts, to be honest.
I know, right? But what we're at least doing is giving enough ammunition for cancel culture to go back in time and be like,
right,
it was acceptable then, but
questionable now.
Questionable now. Yeah. No, you're fucked.
We understand you did what you did during the rules of that time, but we judge you by the rules of today instead, and fuck you.
Dude, I just know, like, this podcast is going to be like one of those 30 years later, like...
Yeah. Oh, that's true, because we don't know how it's going to evolve,
Yeah. Or what I hope happens is everyone just gets so fucking sick of it all and just goes...
That's happening already.
Just say what you want.
Yeah, it's happening already.
Yeah.
Pretty much people are just being like, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
It
just hasn't caught up to the rest of them.
It's really interesting, and I'm not getting political, and I don't want to talk political because I don't care, and it's never fun.
Yeah, I don't care what side of the aisle, yeah.
But it's interesting that with the Ukraine-Russia thing, how fast the COVID stuff has disappeared.
Dude, Putin solved.
That was my favorite meme.
Right?
It was like Putin receives Nobel Peace Prize for solving COVID.
Yeah, right.
Or something like that. And I was like, that's so interesting to me because you'll have a hard time not at least admitting a little bit that it was kind of like all in our heads, if that makes sense. Not all in our heads, of course, but
because if it was so serious, like it would still be like
you would still be Well, and to be fair, we went through some serious patches, and now it's not
definitely
serious, and it wasn't anyway before. It was getting better before this.
Thank you, Omicron.
But this was just like kind of the nail, And it's just kind of like even in other countries where they take it a lot more seriously than we do, they're just kind of like, I guess we're done,
Which is nice when you have to travel overseas too, yeah. Hopefully,
it's been
10-day quarantines and all that craziness.
Yeah.
12-day, 14, whatever country,
That was kind of getting lifted anyway, I think, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it was do not travel because of COVID. Now it's do not travel because of machine gun fire. Take your pick.
Yeah.
I'll wear a mask.
Yeah, it's wild. Oh,
that's pretty crazy. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. I don't want a bunch of comments in here being like, little Chewbacca there. Speaking of travel, though, we do have some upcoming shows we're stoked about, and actually, by the time this comes out, we would have played the shows. So they went great.
They were amazing.
They were phenomenal.
My
favorite part was when I did that thing.
But you always do that thing. But I guess it was a little more special this time.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was great.
But do you remember when I pulled that thing out and then twirled a couple times and then lit my dick on fire?
Wait.
I tried to hold it together so bad.
What'd you pull out? What was that
thing,
I love, one of my favorite types of comedy, dude, is misdirection comedy, where you're just like, and of course I can't think of an example now, but you're like, come back to me, calling someone else. I'm bombing, save me.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, after this last run, that we were on. Yeah. Kevin's house was not as big as I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Sorry,
come
Kevin.
on, Kevin, get a bigger house.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, we are going to be at the time of this recording. We're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama, at a place called Side Tracks on March 11th. That's a Friday. See you there, Alabama.
Then moseying on over to
Biloxi, Mississippi. Actually, it's technically Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Gulfport as well. All three of those places are kind of all next to each other. We'll be at the Juke Joint there.
Destin,
not really.
Well,
we'll be near Destin.
Yeah.
It's Fort Walton Beach, Florida, on Sunday, and we will be at a place called Downtown Music Hall. That is close to Destin. That is close to Pensacola. They're all kind of on.
That's the big name that people would know.
Yeah. Fort Walton Beach. I've been to Destin. Never been to Fort Walton Beach. I played Club LA in Destin, which is the big rock club.
Dude, fun fact about Florida.
Let's hear it.
The highest peak in Florida is it's
wherever I'm standing.
Yeah. No, I think it was like 300 some odd feet.
That's crazy.
Is the lowest high point
peak,
of all 50 states.
Okay.
Yes.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
I'll do you one cool too as well. Good sentence, nailed it. The southernmost
I'll do
point.
you.
I'll do you now. Before I talk about this next thing, I have to say this funny thing that my friend Daniel used to do all the time. When you get, anytime we'd kind of get in an argument, he would always end it by saying this, and it would just make us laugh. Instead of saying like, dude, I'm going to fuck you up, he would
I already know where this is going.
He would just be like, dude, I'm going to fuck you. We would just... immediately, whatever we were mad about, we just start laughing because he gets so aggressive, like pointing and like.
Is that a new one? Why don't you suck? Fuck.
That was you and me, right? Yeah, we came up with suck fuck, right?
Yes.
God, that's awesome. When did we come up with that?
I said that a few weeks ago.
Not on here though, right? Or yes?
Maybe when we were setting up.
Yeah. So we were coming up with funny combinations of cuss words, and suck fuck was a pretty solid one. And we used it like kick rocks, like get out of here, beat it.
Yeah.
Why don't you just suck fuck? Like, all right,
dude. Yeah, that one I was gut laughing for a while on that one.
Yeah, tears.
Yeah, tears.
So, southernmost point of the continental U.S. Little geography. I love geography, actually. Do you know where it is?
It's one of the keys, right?
It is. Nice.
Key South.
You know your Key. That's a good guess, but it's Key West.
God
I
damn
don't
it.
think there is a Key South.
I mean, that's what it should be called. It's the southernmost.
Key West, Florida.
Yeah.
I've been there. Northernmost point of the continental U.S. Can you
The
guess?
continental? Like
Yeah.
the contiguous?
So not Hawaii. Not contiguous. Continental.
Continental. It would be somewhere. I forget the name of the town in Alaska.
Yeah, Barrow.
Barrow.
Barrow, Alaska. I've been there too. So I've been to both of them.
You went to Barrow. You flew into Barrow.
Yeah, we've been to Barrow. I was a kid. I was like 7.
You would have had to have flown into it.
It was like a little tiny plane, and then we bussed like on an old school bus from there to the actual spot. And there were signs everywhere that were like, beware of polar bears and stuff. My mom didn't get off the bus. Like, that was pretty cool.
Dang.
We went all over Alaska, though. I've been to Alaska 2 times, not 3, 2. So that was awesome.
Damn.
It's a cool place, dude. It's very different.
Yeah. My sister
Very
lived there
wild.
for 3 years.
That's right.
Military.
Yeah. I talked to her about that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people live there. Like it's not a dense population.
I forget what it was.
People forget. So you go to Texas and like all the merch and like tourist shops is like everything's bigger in Texas because Texas is a huge state. You go to Alaska and everything there is like, fuck Texas. Like, dude, I'm not kidding. Like everything is like, every shirt's like, Texas sucks. We're the biggest. Like, I'm not kidding. Like every
That's
shirt.
wild.
It's so funny. Like not as rude as I'm saying it, but like it's all like funny saying.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
couldn't just be like, no, we're the biggest.
Literally is like it's like Texas is like shit. Like it'll be like a picture of like how Texas is compared to Alaska. Alaska is if you've never looked at a map, if like and compared how big Alaska is, if you take it and put it on the United States, it's like the entire western side, from like Texas to Washington to the Dakotas to California, like that whole section.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's unbelievably massive. Whoa, was that me?
Yeah, yours dead.
Mine died.
What
happened
Do you have your
here?
battery saving thing on?
You're right, I do. I forgot about that. Dude, that's 2 weeks in a row, man. Come on.
All right, so you won't be seeing me.
Put me in the corner.
I'm gonna spank you.
I'm gonna go stand over here for a few hours. Just finish the podcast over there, like facing the wall. You should be back in a second here. I'll let you know when I'm up.
All right.
But yeah, isn't that crazy how big Alaska is? It's also funny that their merch is so tongue in cheek. Have you ever
Shouldn't
been?
use up and big in the same sentence, but yeah.
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't been to Alaska. Yeah. There we go. Sweet.
Oh, whoa, get out of there,
bro.
Get out of there. Settings.
Yeah, no, I haven't, but I would love to go to Alaska. Any place that has very few people, I love.
It's cool.
I like playing in front of a lot of people, but like when I'm not, doing shows and stuff, I do like to be away from it all.
I agree. Alaska is a good place to do that. The like scenery is just absolutely stunning.
Well, any state that I could live my ultimate dream.
Or peeing off your back porch,
Yep.
Yep.
Followed by
shooting something somewhere in your backyard.
just shooting. Yeah. Off my back deck. Yeah.
There we go.
And if something happens to be, eaten later because I shot it.
Human, or not. Doesn't have to be.
Coffee, naked as fuck, coffee, piss. Just start shooting shit.
There you go. You have like a Civil War cannon, just like lighting it,
That would be me.
launching into like a pond.
Naked.
Oh, okay. Naked's important.
Yeah, very naked.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're doing all this, but the camera zooms out, and you're in just like Queens, New York. There's just houses everywhere.
Then you just surrounded by cops in minutes.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Can we get a Civil War cannon?
Legally, yeah.
It doesn't have to be Civil Wars. Any cannon like that. I just say Civil War so you see it.
You
in your
can
head.
legally get like howitzers. You can get all kinds of shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we
it's
buy
awesome.
that tank that's in Rock Hill on the way to Lake Wiley? You know the one I'm talking
Yes.
about?
Yeah.
Can we buy that one?
You could buy a tank. Yeah.
A couple $100.
Yeah.
A couple thousand maybe tops.
A couple blowjobs.
Inflation's probably $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gas is going to cost more than the tank. Yeah.
True. How big's your tank? You think you're talking about gas tank? You roll up. That'll hold about 6 men. You roll up in a tank.
We just roll up to gigs in a tank. Just fucking like, oh, dude.
We come out of the top with a guitar. Dude, we just like crack the code?
greatest stage intro ever.
Yeah, it takes us 12 hours to make a 2-hour drive. We're just like,
but when we show up though,
yeah, but we're in a tank though.
and we'd have to have dummy rounds, maybe live rounds if we're big enough.
My first band ever with Daniel Kyer was called Live Round.
Nice.
Isn't that fun? What were your band names coming up? I want to hear all of them that you can remember, and I'll give you mine after.
So mine was a little different. You spent a lot of time doing bands. I had one particular band with the full name. So Silvera.
Oh, that's cool.
That was my last name.
Shitty last name. Keep going.
Very shitty last name. That was David Leota. And
right.
Yeah.
I like David.
Some of those guys.
Wait, and the band was called Silvera, and everyone
Yeah, it
else
was called
okay with it?
Silvera.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you like the lead singer and everything?
I did end up singing a good bit for
Nice.
that. Yeah, I actually sang Uncle Tom's Cabin in that too.
Nice.
We did a couple house parties, and really just jammed. You know, it was that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we had Fall of Ashes, and that went for a long time.
That was the main one?
That was the main one. That went for a long time, and yeah. But the cool thing about Fall of Ashes is the same members also played for an artist. So we got to go to different churches and play different churches and stuff like
gotcha.
that. Yeah,
It's got some seat time.
Oh yeah, lots of time doing that.
Nice.
So, practicing with in-ears, that was a big one.
Ooh, nice.
We got to practice with in-ears. So the guy, and I'll shout him out, Chris. He was kind of like Fred's dad. Is Fred's dad?
Was Fred's
He was
dad.
Fred's dad.
Some shit went down. He's not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so Fred, I shouted him out earlier as being an awesome
Right, as
musician.
being a terrible friend.
Yeah, and a
Right.
terrible
I remember you
friend,
said, yeah, your words.
So, anyways.
Roll the tape. It's just me clearly miming over you. He's a terrible friend. Like your mouth's clearly saying something different. Not your voice at all.
Yeah, right? Here, let's try it. You ready?
Yep, here we go. He's a terrible friend. Oh, you said it, though.
I didn't say it.
Oh, what'd you say? He's an amazing friend?
Well, I said he's a terrible friend
Great
without
hair.
saying it.
Great hair.
It's
Anyway.
devolved. Yeah, so anyways, he built a studio for us in the garage, and
Oh, that's so
ISO
cool.
cabs for the amps, ISO
Whoa.
booth for the drums. We had a digital console. We
He's
had
a dad of the year,
in-ears, everything. And I don't know. I don't want to know how much he spent. The fact,
Probably
and he
saved
had
that
he had a lot of that gear as well. But I got familiar playing with the ears there.
Mm-hmm.
Learned his entire album. We would go out and play it, and then play our own stuff. For our band, the Fall of Ashes.
Oh, so
He
he built
actu-
that for you guys to practice, like as his band with him?
As his band with him, and
And
we
then
got to use
the
it for our
perk
band
was,
as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he also played some stuff with us too for key parts and whatnot, which was cool.
That's awesome.
He liked
He's
their music.
Good, great player, right?
Oh yeah, phenomenal keyboard player. Yeah, just
Only plays deathcore though. That's
if Chris heard that, he'd be like,
that's the only.
I know
drawback.
his reaction. His reaction would be like,
That's the only drawback. Other than that, a phenomenal player.
wouldn't even say anything. He'd just be like,
Well, he doesn't know me at all, so that'd probably be really awkward. But my experience was a little different. Mine was a little more like traditional rock and roll, like garages, amps, loud, terrible, all that stuff. I remember distinctly, I was a kid playing in my garage. My little Behringer amp turned like all the way up. Probably sounded horrible. I was playing Rocky Like a Hurricane. The garage door was closed. I played it a couple times in a row, and the neighbor comes over banging on the garage. And I open the door, and he's like, "This sounds great." And he walks back over to his
dude,
house.
I remember So I was one of the only kids in high school who had a half stack.
Mm-hmm.
I worked
Didn't have a half stack for a long time, dude.
I worked all summer long to save up lifeguarding.
Wait 1 second, though. Were you singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I was singing the Kid Rock song.
Okay.
We were trying different things.
I wasn't singing Sweet Home Alabama. I was singing about singing Sweet Home Alabama. I didn't have a half stack for a long time. I still kind of
Gotcha.
don't. I guess I do. But you were the kid that had it. Like the real tube?
It had real tubes. Yeah, it was a 100-watt Line 6 HD 100. So
That's
it
right.
had
We talked about this.
Yeah. But my neighbors loved it when I played because, I didn't suck. So, in fact, I got called virtuoso of at least the first 25 blocks of Regent Park.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I remember I was playing. We went over to the drummer's house. We could never find a singer, never find a bass player, barely find a drummer. It's just me and another guitar player most of the time, just writing stuff. And then when I met Daniel, it was us writing stuff on a computer, so we could do the drums and bass that way and record it, and that was fun. But before that, It was just 2 guitar players. One time we had a drummer for one gig. We went to his house to practice. We were practicing, take a break, practicing, take a break. And I remember his mom came in and was like, "You guys got practice more. What are you doing? Play more." Like, and I was just like, "That's so not used to that. That's awesome."
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. My mom was just like, "Oh, I'm glad you like it."
I remember we were rehearsing Out to Get Me. And the drummer, Tommy, he's a good drummer in the school, but like a metal guy. And he was like, in the song, it was the "They won't touch me," where it's dun da 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 dun da da dun da da dun da da. That part, he was like, "Well, I'm gonna do this," like with the double kick, and we were both like, "Dude, that's awesome." The ceiling, more like, but yeah, that was cool. The very, very first band was Resurrection. Yeah, it was Resurrection, and we couldn't decide whether to use 2 S's or 2 R's. It was that bad.
Nice.
That would have been probably 8th grade. 8th grade. Had to have been 8th grade. 9th grade, maybe. And then I met Daniel, and that was Live Round. So I guess Resurrection was technically the first, but that wasn't really a band. Neither was Live Round, really. Although I think we did play a gig. First gig ever would have been with Live Round. I wore the tightest leather pants. They were so tight, I couldn't wear underwear with them. It literally wouldn't fit. There was no, like, it looked like they were painted on, dude. It was awesome.
Oh, my God. You got a picture of this somewhere?
I do.
And my God.
And my hair was dyed black at the time because I wanted to dye it black for Halloween, and I thought I bought like a week or a day one, like a spray.
Oh, shit.
And it was like black for like 9 months.
That's amazing.
My dad was super unhappy.
I can imagine.
And anyway, that was a fun car ride home. And it's real blonde now, you see. It's always been blonde. But, dude, at this point, the hat, like, it's barely on. Like, why do I even wear it?
I don't know. Keep the back half of your head warm.
Yeah, that's just what I need to be more warm. There we go. How's that?
Looks really nice. Really
Sweet.
Good balance.
Yeah. After Live Round, I think I was in a pop punk band called Never Been Better. I still like that name. That's
Never
a good
Been
one.
Better. Yeah, that's a
better.
great pop punk band name.
A lot of the names of my first... So I released an electric guitar like solo album in 2016, and a lot of the song names are band names that I was in. So there's Live Round, there's Never Been Better, maybe a couple others. There's one called Kyer, dedicated to Daniel. He helped write the melody for one of them. Anyway, after Never Been... Some of these didn't last very long, though. I was in a jazz fusion group called the Theorists with a bunch of guys from my music theory class. That's why we called ourselves that. We were like, we should start playing. We had like 2 saxophone
pretty
players.
Original.
Like the keyboard player I was telling you about that was unbelievable, but didn't know anything he was playing. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Right.
So good. But it'd be like, play a C. Dude, also, his name, Akintunde Warnock. That was his name.
No.
His dad was a professional Christian comedian. It was super cool. Like, he has a cool story and a cool name. This dude could shred piano, had no idea what he was playing.
That's wild.
It's crazy. We'd be like, yo, we're in C, play a C. He's like, I don't know. And we're like, well, just play this. And he just, like, perfect. Like, all over, like, not just, like, chords. Like, it was so good, dude. It was crazy. I don't know how that's even possible, but he made it happen. We won a Battle of the Bands with that. I was in a pop punk band of my, like, the first serious band I was in was called Marry Me, Joanna. And I like that name, too, for a pop punk band. It's a play on marijuana. But I thought Mary Joanna was way too obvious. So
very obvious, yeah.
Marry Me, Joanna. And when I made the logo, I made the O in Joanna a wedding ring. I love that. We had a lot of fun, played a lot of gigs, played Virginia Beach. When we played Virginia Beach, somebody came on stage right before we started playing. Like, we were literally like, let's go, 1, 2. And the guy was like, hold on, stop the show. Playing like a house show. Just want to let everyone know real quick. They found a body burning in the ditch, like maybe a mile from here. I guess let's all just say a prayer for that. Anyway, you go on. And like walked off stage and we were like, the fuck do we do now?
Should have like totally used that and be like, that's totally metal. Fuck yeah.
Pretty insane.
Not really.
And Virginia Beach is an awesome place. I love it. Just kidding. No, it is great. But that was fun. First time, touring. That tour, the second we were supposed to play Virginia Beach, Charlotte, and then home, Columbia. The Charlotte gig we didn't get to play because our drummer wasn't 18, and it was the milestone.
Blows.
And we got there, and he was like, "You guys can't play." And we're like, "Dude, come on, man! Like, we're on tour, dude." It was a weekend run, and we're in our own cars and everything. That was fun. That was, we recorded 2 albums like in a studio, like we did the whole thing. And that was my first real band experience. I was 11th grade, I think, and then senior year.
Nice.
And then when college started, I started Osara with some friends. So that was my next big band. And that was, again, the same kind of thing. Gigs, tours, winning Battle of the Bands. We opened for Saving Abel, which was really fun. That was the Battle of the Bands we won playing Hot for Teacher. That was pretty cool.
That's good. That's awesome.
And then it earned me the nickname of the Van Halen of Columbia. Which a couple old school guys that saw that probably remember that. But that's been a long time. That was probably like 2012. And we recorded with Rick, did all that stuff. And then after that, I stopped, kind of did my own thing, and then did the Journey tribute, which led to this. So this will be my third official real band, I guess, even though I've been in a bunch of little fake ones. But
yeah, I've been in a bunch of little, consider
tributes and stuff along the way. Went on tour with an Alice in Chains tribute, played El Paso, Texas, and with Deftones and stuff, like all kinds of crazy stuff.
So mine took an interesting route, Mine, I got in heavy into the audio engineering side, like live sound and then broadcast mix and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm very thankful to have that background with what I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's hugely helpful.
It's magnanimously helpful.
I don't have a better one than that, I don't think. It's atrociously helpful. This guy doesn't English good. By the way,
he doesn't English good.
This guy no talk nice good at all. Well, nailed it. And then gotta say nailed it at the end. I did want to say before we ta-ta the regular listeners here, we have new music and we're gonna be playing it at these shows. By the time you see this, you would have missed it at these shows, but come out to the next show because we're playing new music. We got 2 new songs that we're gonna be playing live. So wanted to let you guys know that. But until next time, we will see you, the casual listener, later. And it is now time for the
Sayonara.
VIP. Have fun. All right, VIP. Here we go.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the latest episode of your new favorite band. This is the end of the free content.
But if you want to unlock the full uncut versions of every episode, head over to lamaybe.com/VIP and sign up for our membership. For $7 a month, you'll get extended episodes of our podcast, a bonus episode every month, plus exclusive merch. You'll also be supporting us and helping us continue to stay on the road and make new music. And for that, we're eternally grateful. So thank you.